Well, it's a beautiful morning here again in Hawaii. I have showers moving in off on one end over there, and then the sun shining off the ocean on this side. Yeah. Showers don't seem to be making it inland, though. They're drying up before they get to the land. Well, as continued adventures of Gracie the Great Kitty, she's just something else. I don't know. She slowly works her way up to things. Ellen had been trying to play with the cat. She just wants to get the cat to play. And well, I don't know, I guess because Gracie lived out in the wild, and had to forage for a living, that she ain't much into playing for a cat. It's an oddball. I went ahead and I bought some catnip mice. Which, boy, she didn't care about them at all. Ellen tied a cluster of them onto a string here and been tossing them and playing with the cat. And, well, the cat go, whack, whack at the mice and walk over and go, nah, I'd rather lick my butt. And so it's been a little disappointing trying to play with the cat until last night. Boy, I don't know. Yesterday, she threw them mice at the cat. Oh, here she comes. Hi, Gracie. How you doing, huh? Got an itch. We need to put the flea collar back on, huh? Oh, see? Look at that. She's I don't know, she didn't like him at first, and I didn't even think she was getting any catnip out of him, because he got catnip in him. But last night, after she played with him for a while, all of a sudden, boy, she went nuts. She just running up and down the posts, and boy, oh boy. She was obviously geezed up on catnip. So there's so little catnip in these mice that I complained to Amazon about them. I said, hey, this is junk, because they're mostly just filled with fiberfill. There's just the tiniest little shred of catnip in the middle. We cut one open to look at it because the cat didn't seem to care. But last night, for some reason, something changed. This morning, she's back to normal. I don't care. I don't play with them stupid mice. Always on alert, this one. I tossed the mice on the chair, and boy, she's going, are there lizards? Is there anything happening here? Yeah. It's a kind of an interesting combination of an animal. So on one end, she's very affectionate. She really likes to be petted and stuff, Yeah, she loves to be scratched behind the ears and sits at my feet over here all the time. Boy, on the other hand, trying to pick her up and hold her, that's been a challenge. I finally got it to where I can actually hold the cat for a while now. We're comfortable. But at first, don't try to pick that cat up. You pet her on the ground. You can pet her on the ground for an hour, but don't try to pick it up. Yeah, but slowly it learns. Originally we told it, no, it's not coming in the house. Cat observes really well. It's quite obedient. It actually listened, and it wouldn't come in the house. It'd stop right at the door, even if it was open. Even stopping at my shed door, I was, gonna call her the vampire kitty, right? Because you have to invite her into the house. If you ask the cat, she'll come in. Right, huh? And at first she wasn't real comfortable, with being in there long, but little by little, she stays inside the house longer and longer, feeling more and more comfortable. She tried to sharpen her claws on Ellen's chair yesterday. Well, that was into that. But yeah, she's gradually grows into things. And start playing with the mice. Gradually sitting on my lap.
turned out to be a really good cat. And cats are not necessarily, they don't necessarily listen to you, you know, or they don't learn stuff that you need them to know very well, you know, or anything like that. A lot of times they can be pretty obstinate, you know. This one actually cares, and it observes its people. It also observes everything. It's from living in the wild, you know, its eyes are forever on anything that moves, any sound, because it might be food, you know. Yeah. And it's not the best of times around here for cats and food. There's still some roof rats around, some of the tree rats, a few. Yeah, but those are really hard for the cats to get. They're kind of large for this cat, and they're way up in the trees. They never come down, hardly. But as far as the stuff at ground level, you know, like the Norway rats and the mice and all that, are almost non-existent right now. You know, I control rats here myself otherwise, and so I probably did a fairly good job, but it's more the natural cycle. You know, they kind of rise and fall. And I'm seeing a lot of cats. Now, partially it's because this cat's here, but the rest of it is the cats are just roaming, because I was at the neighbors the other day, and they had the other neighbor's cat over at their house. They didn't know whose cat it was, and I think it's because the lack of rodents. The cats are circulating a lot more, trying to find something to eat. This poor thing has been living on anoles, on American chameleons, I think. Mostly lizards. I didn't want to think if it was eating the giant cockroaches or not. But I don't know. It doesn't seem to like to eat skinks or geckos. I'm assuming they don't taste good. I don't know whether it eats coqui frogs or not. I wish it would. The anole is the one lizard that it seems to feed on daily. This thing will catch a lot of them. There are a lot of them here, so I guess it's not that big a deal. I'm not about to get into the way of its hunting prowess, because from my point of view, the reason it's here is it's a really good hunter, and when the mice come back, it's going to be a real blessing to have Gracie. She's going to be one super mouser if we ever got a mouse. It was getting so bad with these catnip mice. I was going to take a lizard and stuff it with catnip and put it on a string, because she didn't want to play with the mice. This, again, all in all, very unusual situation. I was not looking for a pet. And cats, probably more of a dog guy myself. Personally, I'm a fish guy. Fish don't give me any hard times. But I showed up, and then later I find out, well, it was Ellen who was the one who was sitting around wishing for a pet. Now, I've known her for 30 years, man, and I've almost never, experienced her having a desire for a pet. I guess she's had a few in her life, but this was the first, and she didn't say anything to me about it. The cat shows up, then she tells me, oh, well, I was asking the universe for a pet, and she's probably thinking more of a puppy dog, but this one showed up. What the Stones say, sometimes you don't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you just might find you get what you need. This cat, apparently, is what we need. I think so, actually. It's a very interesting creature. It's about half wild and about half socialized, and makes for a pretty substantial animal, frankly. I think a lot of its intelligence is apparently instinctive. There was nobody around, really, I don't think, to train the cat, and so it had to learn on its own by survival, which is real stuff. It either works or it doesn't, I don't know. I kind of think that there must have been some experience with people. So I don't know if somebody moved out, left the cats behind, or the cat got pregnant, they threw it out. I don't know what happened here, but the cat obviously has some experience with people. This is typical. The kitty sits at my feet. So there's no doubt that this cat likes people. Huh? Yeah, she does. She likes people. Or at least she likes us. Well, there you have it, folks. Yeah, the Gray Cat Show. Out here on the Lanai this morning. It's a little after 7. Beautiful day. Aloha.